My name is Daniel Taryn, and today my theme is fear and courage. And I'm going to start with an anonymous quote that says, "Fear is what stops you, and courage is what keeps you going." And the purpose of this presentation is to inform you about fear and courage. We need to conquer them, and hopefully you have a better understanding based on my experience. And my main points are fear of spiders, my fear of losing my kidneys, and my fear of performing. So let's begin. Imagine that you're between ages 5 and 7, and you have this arachnophobia. And you panic, but you don't panic like a regular panic attack. Instead, you jump up and down and scream, but your defense mechanism is to take off your clothes because you think the spider is going to harm you. So depending on where you were, you take off your shirt and sometimes your pant. And if you were at home and you saw just a tiny spider, you would take off your entire clothes. So my dad, he used to just throw pieces of flint just to pretend, saying that it was a spider and to get over the fear, which it didn't work. And then just one day, imagine that you just go in front of the yard and you take a tiny little spider and you see that it's not really that, that you're not afraid as you, that fear wasn't that, that wasn't the biggest fear of all. And you just start getting spiders in your hand, and you realize, you know what, this is not a big deal. So, and as you grow older, you realize that there are bigger fears in life than just spiders, such as health or losing your kidneys. And let's fast forward to being a senior in college, and you're almost about to graduate, but you graduate, but you're going to get your bachelor's in biology. But it takes a turn for the worse, and then you lose both of your kidneys, and you need a transplant, and the process is really long. So, while in the meantime, as you can see, that machine right there is called dialysis, and they do it with your arm. So, and it's just 3 times a week, 4 hours a day. Imagine that for 2 years, and you can't eat nothing with phosphorus, calcium, or potassium, and you have a limited amount of food, and it really, you only can drink like an ounce per day of liquid. And eventually, that big fear just becomes, truth, and you realize that, the biggest fear is just went upon you, and you realize that you have to sum up the courage, and because you want to live, and as humans we're instinctive creatures. So the day comes when your dad gives you the kidney, and you're better, and you have a transplant, but you still have fears and anxieties such as performing or feel failure. And some of us are fear of heights or fishes or bears or whatever. And the other fear that, imagine fear of performing, and imagine that picture yourself being a good piano player, but you can't perform because you choke every time you're in an audience, or, just even with the person, because you can't even focus and your fingers are trembling. And you just go slowly. Just start by just practicing in front of them, in front of your family, and slowly you grow a confident piano player, and you eventually conquer those fears. But still, you have fears, and anxiety. So I just want to leave you with a quote that says, by Muhammad Ali, that says, he who has the risks to have the courage will never complete anything in life. So just to recap my story, I conquered the fear of spiders, the fear of losing my kidneys, and the fear of performing. Thank you.